back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you how to make a really lovely, tasty, and simple pear preserves recipe. It's so good. It's just the amount of sweet and sour. Like, it's got a little bit of a tartness to it, and pears can be really sweet, so I appreciate that about this recipe, but it also has like a little bit of that fall flavor. The texture is really nice. I didn't take the peels off. Literally, it's like the easiest recipe ever. And if you have a lot of jars, you make a ton of it, you can water can it and put it away for the rest of the year or to give away as gifts. Preserves always make a really lovely gift, especially during the holidays. And I feel like, especially right now, just with the state of the world and how people are more interested in homesteading and canning and preserving, actually giving your neighbor like a can of preserves that is low in sugar, it doesn't have any yucky like preservatives or binding agents or anything like that. Like, it's just a really simple, clean recipe that almost everybody can eat. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't eat this unless you are allergic to pears. So without further ado, let's make this really simple pear preserve.
So you'll want to take pears of your choice. I have a little blend here, but you could do all the same kind. It really doesn't matter. One might be a little bit more tart than the other, but Bartletts tend to be really sweet, and I find that they work really great for this recipe. Next, you'll want to chop your pears into super small pieces. You can dice them. You can peel them if you want, but I actually like to leave the peels on. I tend to like my preserves a little more chunky, a little bit more just raw and natural, if that makes sense. But you could put them in the food processor. After you peeled it, you could process it down to be more like jam. It's really up to you and the consistency that you prefer in your preserves. Next, you're going to bring your juice of choice to a simmer on the stove. And I chose organic apple cider for this recipe, but you could use any juice of choice and play around with different varieties. The juice is bringing the sweetness to this preserve, so it really doesn't matter what juice you use, but I would suggest choosing a sweeter one like pineapple or maybe a blend or apple. The next step is to split open your vanilla bean. And I just use a knife and cut straight down the center. You'll want to get an organic vanilla bean. You can get these from the grocery store or online. But once you split the vanilla bean open, you'll be able to see all the tiny little seeds inside. And you're going to put the entire pod into your saucepan on the stove. You then want to bring that juice to a simmer and let it simmer for a while, occasionally stirring it to make sure that all of those delicious little vanilla seeds get out into the juice and kind of help flavor it. While that is simmering, you can get your spices ready to go. I just used a blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cardamom. Next, you'll remove your vanilla beans from the simmering juice, and it's going to be time to add the juice to your pot of cut up pears. You can see little bits of vanilla bean in there. Next, you'll add your spices and your fresh squeezed lemon juice, and then you're going to stir really well. Now it's just time to let the heat do its magic. You're going to stir occasionally, making sure that everything gets mixed well, that all the pears are getting cooked at the same rate, and that all the spices penetrate the pears. And you're going to let it simmer there on the stove for 30 to 40 minutes. You can let it go as long as you want and get it to the consistency that you want. It's really up to you. If you like a thinner, runnier preserve, you can do that. If you want a really thick one, then leave it cooking longer. It's all preference. And it's all really, really easy, and it's gonna make your house smell so, so good. When I was cooking this, my mouth kept watering and the entire house just smelled like fall. There you have it, an easy, delicious pear preserve that you can for later or give away as gifts. If you have not already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified when new videos come out. And if you try this recipe, please let me know how it goes in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.